Hey there, first graders, Mr. Height back, and today I really wanted to show you how do we use a pan balance or a bucket scale to help us sort by weight. Remember, we had some items that we could definitely tell which one was the heaviest and the lightest, but the ones in the middle were really hard because they were very close. I mean, I could hold them in my hand and say, well, I think this one's heavier than that one, but I don't really know. So you can use a balance, and you should have some around your school. I know we'll probably be using a balance a little bit later in the science lab, but it's probably a good idea to go ahead and start being familiar with one, even if when you have one in the classroom that you could practice with would be great. But let's take a look at how we use our scale here. So there's our objects, our battery, all the way down to our little spinner. That was, we did heavy to light. And I have a little balance scale here. So to make the balance scale work, what you do is you take an object, put it on one side, and then I have these little weights. They're called gram weights. And they have numbers on them. So like the red ones here, they say 1 gram. And this is great because then I can actually assign a number to, this one has 5 grams, the blue one. And then they get a little bigger. See, this green one here is 10 grams. Gram is just the metric weight that scientists use. And this big yellow one here is 20 grams. If you want to think of how big is actual gram, a paper clip is about 1 gram. So not very heavy. So I can actually now figure out, was I right? Could I check these? I know I'm definitely right with the battery. It's definitely heavier out of all these objects. But if I get to a point where I'm not sure because they're too close to tell, that's when I can use a pan balance. So let's try this. I'm going to take my spinner. So my little spinner, which I said was the lightest. Notice what happened. I put the spinner there. It went down. The pan balance went down. Why did it go down? Okay, so now I want to balance this. So I have my little weights here that I can put on the other side. And when I put the weights on this side, it should move, right? And so the whole idea is to try to get this balanced in the middle. Then I can add up, use a little bit of math, I can add up the weights on this side, and now I have a number that can go with that object. So it's really awesome. And these are really fun to use. And I really like these weights because they have, like I said, the numbers on them. So I'm just going to put in a 5 gram. I have a 5 gram weight in my hand. So I'm just going to drop in there. So I'm just going to do one at a time. You definitely want to do one at a time. So I just made a prediction. I think it's going to be, wow, I did pretty good. That's a great prediction. Right out of the gate. It looks like I predicted very well. 5 grams. So I know that that spinner is about 5 grams. So that gives me a nice number. Now, if it was still, if the spinner was still up high or whatever, I would have to put in more gram weights or take out gram weights. But I got very lucky on this one and got it exactly right with 5 grams. So that makes me very happy. So remember that the spinner is 5 grams. Okay, so I'm going to take out gram weight. There we go. And then I wasn't sure about, when we talked about it, just because it's big doesn't mean it's heavier than the other objects. Depends on what it's made of. So I'm going to put that in here, our world ball. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and put the 5 gram because this will tell me right away where we're at. So I'm going to drop the 5 gram little weight in there. Wow. So this tells me I was right because the 5 gram weight is still floating up there. Our world ball is still down there, so it did not move, which is telling me that it's definitely heavier than our spinner. So I was pretty good there. So that's at 5. I'm going to add a 1. So that's a 1. So what's 5 plus 1? Still didn't move. So I'm going to add another 1. Still didn't move. I'm going to add another 1. Still didn't really move here. Okay. So here's another 1. So I'm at 9 grams and it still has not moved. I have some more grams. I'm going to try another 5 to see what happens. Whoa, it finally moved a little bit. So I'm going to add another 5. Woo, there it goes. It looks like we might be pretty close. That's pretty close. I don't have any more pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and add up all my gram weights here. I definitely know it was heavier than the spinner. So I have a 5 plus another 5. Plus another 5. It's upside down. So that's 3 5s. Got 3 5s. And then I have 4 1s. So 4 1s right here. So how much is that? 3 5s and 4 1s. Can you add those up and see what we get? If you said 19, very good, 19 grams. A lot heavier than our spinner, which was only 5 grams. I'm out of 1s. I'm pretty sure it might have been even close to 20, but I ran out of 1s. But actually, what could I do? I do have 2 10s, which is 20. So let's just see. If I put the 2 10s in here, what's going to happen? Very good. That looks better, doesn't it? So I had 19 in there, but I said it was close, but not too little off by a little bit. So I went ahead and put 2 10s, which is what? 10 plus 10 is 20. So that is a lot closer than 19. So that definitely is nice and balanced. So this was 19 grams. Actually 20 grams. Sorry, 20 grams. And then I can do this for my other objects too. So I could literally find out how heavy that battery is and compare it with the other ones. I also have the bouncy ball, the 2 bouncy balls. So I can literally assign a number to each one of these items and I can rank them knowing that that's their actual weight and mass using my gram scale. Obviously, I can put them in my hand and tell, but sometimes that is not the most accurate. Scientists always want to be accurate. So I hope you have access to a pan balance. I know there's many around your school that you can practice with. And you can also, I know there's some digital ones that I will add that you can practice with as well if you don't have one at home. So that is using a pan balance. And I hope you had some fun with that. It involves a little bit of math too. Very cool. Anyway, Mr. Height here, and thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you next time.